Hello, I'm Jeff Phillips, and this is Webisode Wednesday, where we produce a weekly series where we bring in an expert in a particular profession, where they provide tips, tricks, and advice, anywhere from helping to organize your life a little bit better, to learning how to clean out a hard water stain in a sink or toilet, or just eliminating negative thoughts and replacing them with positive ones. Now today, I'm excited that we have Delisa Lee, who is an expert in computer applications. And Delisa, why don't you explain to the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Hello, I'm Delisa Lee. I'm the owner and program director of DJL Training and Consulting. We are a Durham-based company that helps businesses increase their efficiency and productivity at their computers. We work with small businesses, also community-based organizations, including nonprofits, and large companies as well. We help their employees work smarter, not harder, at their computers in those applications. Great.
Now I have a few questions for you, and hopefully you can pass on some tips and tricks to the viewers here. But say if a client or a business has a large amount of Excel, Word, PowerPoint documents, and they want to brand it. Is there any easy way to do that?
Yeah, and that's important to do. You don't want a lot of documents to look disconnected and lack uniformity and lack standardization. The easiest way, and it's not a new feature, but the easiest way to give your documents a branded look is with themes. Themes is a built-in feature in Microsoft Word that will standardize the font color, font size, the logos, formatting logos, the margins and so forth. And then when you print those documents, even if they're created by different people, they look like they belong to the same company. You've got that branded look. Okay. And you can do that across Word, Excel, and PowerPoint.
Ah, pretty cool. Good. Now, what advice do you have for someone that has a lot of data in Excel, for example, and they need to analyze it quickly?
A great way to analyze data in Excel, and this is an underutilized feature, is using pivot tables. A lot of folks shy away from pivot tables thinking that they're more complicated or more difficult than they are, but it's really drag and drop. If you've got a vision of how you want that report to look in the end, you simply drag and drop to create it. And it's as if you created formulas, but you didn't write one formula. But you can get the output of multiple formulas. You can analyze that data, see the patterns, see the trends, one click to make a chart and so forth. So pivot tables, I love pivot tables.
Okay, so obviously all of these things that you're talking about today are stuff that you can teach or train.
Exactly. We have pivot table classes. We have classes on using themes, applications across Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, various different things.
Okay. Well, maybe you can help me out quickly with one of my situations. I use Excel to do a lot of scheduling of some of the work that I have, and I assign them to particular people.
Okay.
And I need to sort out and say, Joe, you have, this amount of work to do. Is there any way to do it other than me going through each line and highlighting and copying and pasting?
Yeah, that could be tedious. Besides the fact that pivot tables could do that for you as well, but a really quick and easy way is to convert that data set to a list. And this is a defined term. It's on the button there in Excel. When you convert it to a list, filter buttons will automatically appear at the top of each column. So you can go to your assigned column and you can filter for the different employees, or go to the location column and filter by location, filter by date. And that way you're not going to miss one person. You didn't give him an assignment because the filter shows you everything assigned to that person.
Wow, well, we'll have to talk after this and you have to help me with that.
Okay.
That's a fantastic solution for me. Okay, now speaking of large data sets, how do you know when you have outgrown a program like Excel and maybe need to move on to Access?
Yeah, a lot of folks use both. Those are two of my favorite applications, by the way, Excel and Access. I'm very left brain when it comes to the computer. So one way you know is if in Excel you are entering the same thing repeatedly, and say you have a state column or a city column, and you're entering Durham, Raleigh repeatedly in that column up and down the sheet. That's relational data, and chances are you might be better off in a relational database such as Access, where you only enter everything once and you relate them back to the original record.
Okay, all right. Very good. So what, is there any way, other than relational data, is there any other signs that someone might be outgrowing Excel?
If you're repeating things in one sheet, or repeating first and last name, let's say, on multiple sheets. Let's say it's an HR spreadsheet, and you're putting first and last name on the benefits sheet. You're putting first and last name on the vacation sheet. You're putting first and last name on the training sheet. that kind of repetition, that's another big sign your data is relational, and you might be better off in a relational database such as Microsoft Access.
Okay. So what type of clients typically come to you to, I guess, utilize your services?
Business clients in the Triangle and surrounding areas. The size varies from 10 employees to 2,000. Probably our biggest client has a couple thousand employees. So a company that has departments, that has managers and teams of maybe a finance team. So I'll go in and train the finance team in Excel, train the marketing team on some PowerPoint classes, train the sales team to make great documents in Microsoft Word. So we'll go out and do that training for them. I like to do training by work group because like-minded people, when they're learning together, they get a lot more out of the class. Real comfortable asking questions, work off of each other, and you recognize the data in the class because you're like, well, I'm finance, that's all about me. So you're more engaged in that training.
Got it. Okay. Now, I know you mentioned nonprofits in the beginning. I know several nonprofits that either, one, they don't have money, or two, they don't have enough people to kind of fill up a class. And I was actually speaking to one this morning, and they were very interested in someone like you. How can you help solve that issue that nonprofits have?
One of the things we're working on is creating training co-ops throughout the Triangle. We're looking for businesses that are willing to donate a computer room. The client can bring laptops, or sometimes there'll be laptops or desktops provided. But instead of each nonprofit trying to create a computer lab for me to come in and do a class, they come to this co-op location. I'll reserve 3 seats for this nonprofit, reserve 2 or 4 seats for that nonprofit, and let them know they'll send their clients or their staff, and everybody is learning together in one place without having to duplicate or create a computer lab back at their site.
Wow. That's really awesome and fantastic information, and hopefully the viewers got something out of it today. If they wanted to contact you to maybe take one of your classes or just ask more questions, where can they go?
You can visit us on the web at djltraining.com. You can give us a ring at 919-627-7305, and I'd love to hear from you.
Great. Thanks for coming in today, Delisa.
Thanks, Jeff.